Alright, hello everyone, it's me, SupermanDCN. Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to show you guys my personal tank loadout. And I am a Earth tank, like I said. So I'm going to show you why I picked these skills and why I think this is the best Earth tank loadout at the current moment. Alright, so here we go. So as a tank, it doesn't matter what your power is as a tank. I personally think for, your stats, you should always have health, because it keeps you to stay alive longer. You should have power. It's not really recommended, but I still think having a lot of power is good, because let's say you don't have a troll, more power means you could last longer on pulling people, if you know what I mean. And then restoration, a lot of tanks heal, so you could go for restoration if you want. It's up to you, but I personally go for restoration. Now, one of the major things every tank should have is dominance. I think I said it right, but those is one of the major things every tank should have, and that's not the only thing that they should have. This is also one of the things they should have. They should have the defense and toughness. That's just my personal opinion. Personally, some people don't do that, but I personally think defense and toughness and health and all that extra stats will actually help you stay alive. And trust me, I think with these stats, it helps me stay alive a lot longer when I don't have a healer, especially when I do some hard raids. And I mean some hard raids, like the high up stuff. I could barely survive, but I do sometimes. Alright, so now I'm going to go to my power and show you guys some of the other stuff. Okay, so the pull move I use is called low pressure. This is what I use. The reason why is because a lot of earth tanks, I'll show you on a power thing, they'll use like this pull move right here, and then they'll use where is it, this move right here, the pull. Now personally, I think that's wasting a lot more power than you want to waste, and then doing all that work, you're already taking up like what, two slots just to make a loadout, and you don't really have that defensive abilities. I think it's kind of leave you vulnerable, and I'm one of those people who like to depend on myself. I'm not saying you can't depend on your members, but when you like not with non-league members, there's no real cooperation all the time. Sometimes people give you attitude, sometimes it's just not there. So personally, this is what I use. I use Soothing Sands. It's like a healing move. It's also a group breakout, like it says. Then I use Brick. Brick takes most of the earth tank damage. It pretty much does take a lot of the damage. So I personally think going with Brick instead of the portion transfer earth power loadout is way better in my opinion. Now I use Gemstone Shield. Now I know it's just a shield, but I'm gonna show you guys this thing right here. If you have that, and then you have this thing right here, let me find it. Go on your hands piece. If you have regenerative shielding, it also heal yourself when using a normal shielding superpower. So personally, I think that's good, because I mean there's a lot of times that the shield help me in getting those heals, and I mean it's up in the thousands. So I think it's still pretty decent. It's not as big as Atomic and all the others, but it's still good enough to keep you alive. Now the other power I use in my loadout is Blow Pressure, which is my pull move, and I think it pulls pretty good. Now I use Totem. What Totem does is basically you could say it does some damage for you, but it also keeps your golem alive, which is aka your brick. So I personally think having that is very good, because I mean, dude, nowadays with this tier 7 raids and alerts, my brick been going down like easy, but with the totem it stays alive like it's nothing, a lot more. Now I'm not saying your brick can't die just because you have totem out, but I am saying your brick have a better chance of survival if you have that. Now the other thing I use is this. It's called envelope, I think it's called something like that. It's basically a supercharge that heals yourself, protects you from like damage to bin, and heals you. Now not a lot of earth tank have this obviously, but the reason I have it is because let's say I'm in a really tight spot and I'm almost there to beat the boss, and I just want to last a little longer, and let's say my supply drop is gone, my soldier is gone, my gemstone shield, my dampening field shield is gone, and I can't use it because of time. I use this. This is perfect. I mean, this saved me a couple good times. Now, I'm not saying it's recommended, but I personally think having that is good, because I mean, it's another healing move besides the first two, which is this and this. I personally think having that is good, because it's better safe than sorry. That's what I always say. Now, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what I do. Okay, so the first thing you always do is you summon your brick, obviously. Okay, so after that, depending on what the thing is, like the tier, relate my last, I'm sorry. Basically, depending on what it is what I do first. So let's say I'm doing my tier 7, which is currently currently my tier, this is what I do first. I activate my gemstone, and the thing about the gemstone, which is so cool, is it's like having a Dumpling personal shield. You once you activate it, you click it like I think 3 or 4 more times, and you activate all 4. Now, if you only click it one time, you activate 1. But how you really use it is if you press it and then tap it like 3 more times. You know, the way you activate the power and then press the thing to come out with the gemstone. You press circle. I mean, that's what I have in my loader. You press circle and then you press square like 4 or 3 times to activate that. Now, it also heals me and it protects me. Now, the pull move is what I'm going to show you. Some people think it sucks. Personally, I think it's good. It pulls all your enemies. Now watch this. See that? That's me without even targeting. Alright, now I'm going to try to target. And it kind of pulled a lot more. Like, so let's say you want to pull in everything. It's not an atomic tank power, so you're an earth tank. You can't pull in everything that easy. Personally, I think if you want to pull in everything easy, this is a perfect move to go for. Now, after I pull, you know, after activating my gemstone shielding for tier 7, I pull, and then I start just pulling. Now, I'm not saying you can't fight as an earth tank, but personally, earth tanks don't have much healing. So let's say you know there's no healer. You know, as long as you have a totem up, your brick, you're using your gemstone shield, and then you know you're just blocking, and then you're using the soothing sands. You know, that's pretty much all you gotta do. So I'm gonna kind of show you my full rotation. Every time I start, I usually pull first, I block, and then if it gets too hard, I do my gemstone shield, and then I activate my totem. I always activate it. Every time I have the chance, I activate that just to keep my brick alive. And then let's say I'm getting too much damage, I heal myself with this move. And it does pretty good. Now, I know it's not showing any heals, that's because I'm not taking any damage, but it does pretty good. Now, besides just the loadout, I'm gonna also show you what else I personally think an earth tank should have in their utility belt. What I personally think they should have is a sidekick, because a sidekick heals you, and then I think it also activates a shield for you. So I personally think it's really good. Now, another thing is, obviously you should have a tank trinket. It's up to the person if you want it or not. All it really does is really increase your health, but I still think you should personally have it since it's a tank roll trinket. And then the other thing I have is supply drop. Let's say your team need it or you need it. It's a great opportunity to keep yourself alive in your team. So why not have it? A lot of people don't have these trinkets yet. I personally think everybody in DC, especially if you're like what, tier 5 and above, I personally think everyone should have these trinkets, personally. Now, I think, in my personal opinion, I think every tank should have this, a personal damping field, which absorbs 100% of your damage. Literally, you take no damage for like a good 5 seconds. Literally, like, I activated so many times and it saved me. I was near death and it saved me. I was like 3 seconds from dying and it saved me. Then my soda came up, so I was lucky. So I personally think that what a tank should have. And yeah, that's pretty much my earth tank loadout. So hopefully this helped you earth tanks out there, and you guys got a little bit of, you know, insight view of what you think you should adjust, or you know what you should do. So, you know, next time hopefully I show you guys me in action, hopefully today or tomorrow, of me earth tank, so I can show you how good it is. Until next time.